Good evening and welcome to CV Weatherfront episode 5, where we talk all things weather. This is our last episode of the year. We are going to continue. Oh, I like your Santa hat. I didn't realize you had it on. You took me by surprise there. So this is our
Merry
last.
Christmas.
Yeah, there we go. December, fitting for the. Your side is a lot more festive. You have a Christmas tree. You have.
Because I'm festive.
You are, and I'm,
And you're a Grinch.
Call me a Grinch or the Scrooge or whatever you want to say. But other than that, this is where we talk about all things weather. We're going to cover the tornadoes in Mississippi and Louisiana. We're going to talk about winter weather safety, and of course, going to make some kind of recipe towards the end of the
stick
newscast.
around. That's going to be fun.
That's going to be fun there. So, look at our almanac today. Here's what we saw here in San Angelo. We only got up to 52 degrees for us here. Our average temperature around this time of year is 59 degrees. That record was set in 2016 when we got up to 84. Our low was 30 degrees. We didn't quite get into the 20s, but our average temperature is at 33. 1872. In 1972, we actually got down to 18 degrees, so that's setting a record there. Good news here is that we're seeing a decrease in our drought monitor as we head into the next several days. We are dealing with the effects of that rain that we saw yesterday, or not yesterday, this last week. We're seeing those decreasing of that severe drought for portions of the Concho Valley there, but looking at those lake levels, we are seeing just a little bit of an increase in terms of our lake levels. Other than that, 88% full for Lake Nasworthy, Twin Buttes at 65% full, OH Ivy at 70% full, and OC Fisher at 9% full. So looking into our extended futurecast this week, we're going to remain calm and quiet for the next day or so, and then we're going to start seeing this increase in cloud cover for Thursday and Friday. Highs will still keep warming into the 60s eventually. We'll see an increase in cloud cover for Thursday afternoon or evening into Friday morning. We will see some misty conditions because we are seeing increasing rain chances for our eastern areas as we head into Friday, because we're dealing with the Pacific front. It's not going to cause any change in our temperatures, but we will just start seeing that cloud cover and the potential rain for the next several days there as we head into that extended futurecast. And then for Christmas week, definitely a little bit warm in terms of that as we head into Monday and Tuesday, highs remaining in the 70s as we go into the start of next week there. But other than that, we dealt with a lot of tornadoes. We saw very quiet weather conditions here in the Concho Valley. But Joey, if you can make the camera on us now, very quiet weather conditions for us here. But other than that, across the south, a lot of tornadoes across the south. You look behind me, we saw confirmed tornadoes. These are all confirmed tornadoes.
These are the tornado reports, not confirmed tornadoes, because they go back and do the storm damage surveys.
Okay.
And, those can take a while to go out and do the storm damage survey, come back and do a write-up and confirm whether that was straight line wind damage or whether it was a tornado. So these are the preliminary reports from the Storm Prediction Center. So these are all of the reports that they got in yesterday from tornadoes. So look at that. There were 44 of them.
44 reports of tornadoes. And so that front came through the Concho, like it came through us, and we saw cool temperatures. When it came through the portions of the Deep South, they saw just chaotic weather, severe thunderstorms.
They had all the ingredients for it. They had the wind shear, they had the moisture, and then they had the front coming through. That's
true. Yeah, so that definitely saw some very active weather, and so there was a lot of good footage out of that there when we looked at those tornado reports. Our first video here was taking in Louisiana. As we go and look at that there, we are definitely seeing those tornado reports. This was that actual tornado that was spotted just to the north of there. I think this was near, I don't know exactly what town this is, but more just a very large tornado for portions of Louisiana. And you're able to see the structure of that tornado. Definitely a very large one.
Yes, definitely a large tornado. And again, we saw 44 reports of tornadoes, and the storm started early as 11:30 a.m. in Louisiana and Mississippi. And there were storms already producing tornadoes, just like we see in this video. So far, there are 3 fatalities from the storms that we know of so far. Okay. So unfortunately, there have been 3 lives lost.
Aaron, do you know the states of where those fatalities occurred? I know there was one in Louisiana.
There was one in Louisiana, and I believe the other 2 are from Alabama.
Oh, from Alabama.
I believe they were parents of a child, and so
wow.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Right. So I mean, you were able to see these similar type of tornadoes that you see here on this video, but after this tornado came through, or several tornadoes like this came through, there was extensive damage. So for our next video, we saw, this was in Alexandria, Louisiana. This was a school,
Yeah, there's a lot of damage in this video. You see some of the students being carried out from in this video. And as a matter of fact, there was a tornado emergency issued for Alexandria and Pineville, Louisiana for this storm. So, and the length of the damage path from the Alexandria tornado is estimated by the Weather Service to be 63 miles long.
Oh, wow.
That's a
insane.
long track tornado there.
Yeah, so this was...
So this is from, again, from Alexandria and Pineville, Louisiana, and we're seeing video here. Look at the little kids here getting into the ambulance, and man, that's some extreme storm damage there, and definitely looking at all the emergency response that was there and all the people that showed up, first responders that showed up to help out, and just devastating damage there, and just look at the debris. And you know, tornadoes can be very violent, and they can throw structures, and they can throw power poles and such like that just all over the place with the extreme violent winds of these storms.
And what makes it worse is that this was, you know, this is just a week before Christmas. You know, Christmas is next week. And so there's a lot of people here that are going into this Christmas season without homes and without, you know, towns. Look at that car. That car was like on top of all that debris.
Yes, just all kinds of things get thrown around in the craziness of a tornado, and you just that's why we tell you, go to, if you have a basement, go to a basement, or if you don't, go to an interior room in your home and wear a helmet, protect yourself from flying debris. That's why it's so important to do that.
Right, right. And so, of course, this was in Mississippi. This was from our this is a NBC station WTVA, because in Mississippi they had several confirmed tornadoes in northern Mississippi, and you're just able to see just a lot of destruction with this storm system that came through portions of the deep south. You look at that chair. That chair is, you know, metal, and you're able to. It's completely flattened. That's how powerful these tornadoes are. And so it's one of those things to kind of keep that in mind when it comes to severe storms, because even though we're not really in severe weather season right now, we are going to keep going into that as we head into next May and next June there. But definitely, I think this was actually in Guntown, Mississippi, which is around the northern portions. Of course, I went to Mississippi State, so I was familiar with some of the areas up there. There's a lot of cities that I used to drive through that have gotten hit. I know Laurel, Mississippi, just near Meridian, just north of Meridian, they got hit. And you know, portions of I know, you know, Mississippi State's at Starkville. They didn't get hit there, but of course I got the notification of Mississippi State University where they were telling they were just going to close campus. And I think one of the good things here is that a lot of the school districts and a lot of the school districts in Mississippi, they did close early. And so it kind of is taking that precaution of making sure those students are home safely. And I don't think that it was kind of unsimilar with Louisiana there, but I guess this was our next video. Of course, this was all in Alabama, where you're from. You know, and of course we were dealing with. There was an area where of course, it was in North Alabama.
Yes, North Alabama saw some storm damage from some of the tornadoes that went through there. Several tornado warnings in the North Alabama area last night. My county, Madison County, Alabama, was under a tornado warning, which is not too uncommon for that area. You know, you talk about Dixie Alley, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. Those are the places that typically see tornadoes in Dixie Alley. And it seems like every time you talk about a severe storm system coming through, it seems like Mississippi's in the news for tornadoes coming through. That's
true. That's very true there. And so I know, was there any confirmed tornadoes in and around your hometown?
There were confirmed tornadoes in close to my hometown. I haven't gone back and looked at what the Weather Service has gone back and surveyed. I do know that they sent a survey team out to an area of my county. Again, when we talk about counties, we're talking about large geographical areas.
Right, right.
Well, on a local scale, it's a large geographical area, so there are lots of parts to a county. But again, they send people out to do storm damage surveys to do exactly kind of what we're doing here, looking at the damage and evaluating what the wind speed was in the tornado. And you know, they gather that information, they go back to the Weather Service, and they write that up and they bring it back to us.
Right, yeah, so just horrible situation regarding that as we look at those tornado reports across the South there. And you know, like I mentioned, we're going into that Christmas season. Christmas is next week. A lot of people don't have homes, but thankfully that, of course, there was a lot of people who were warned ahead of time that went home safely, and those students were able to get out of there. But kind of switching gears here, you know, we're going to go do an abrupt switch. We were talking about tornadoes and what happened yesterday. Now we're going to go into talking about winter weather safety, because we are seeing that winter weather season right now. But one of the things to go into is looking at those when it comes to winter weather, you know. Winter weather is very dangerous. Of course, us here in the Concho Valley, we only deal with that ice effect. We don't really see too many snowfall, you know, chances, but looking at those precipitation types, I can't say precipitation there, but it's important to know what's falling when it comes to winter weather. So a lot of times you have that sleet, you have snow, you have freezing rain, and there's a difference between all those. And a lot of times too, it's knowing the difference of what's falling does have to deal with the travel concerns and the travel safety that we see as we go into that. But looking at those different precipitation types, there, Joey, if you can take that full graphic there for us. But look, when you look at this warm air column and that cold air column, you know, when the entire air, and this is when air is above 32 degrees, you have that's considered warm air. You have it fall as rain. But a lot of times too is when you have a certain layer of the atmosphere that is less than 32 degrees, it falls in the upper levels as liquid, but then once it falls down, freezing rain, usually it falls, freezing rain is when it's suspended, it's liquid, correct? But once it makes contact to a surface, you do see it freeze on contact.
Right, when our surfaces are below 32 degrees.
That's true, yeah. So freezing rain, that's the most dangerous situation in terms of that there. But if anybody's driving, you know, you see that big rig going through that bridge there, when it looks to that, freezing rain can cause, you know, sleet does the same thing too, but you know, freezing rain is that more hazardous one, but it's still, of course, you have that black ice potential, and that's something that we need to watch out here in San Angelo, because, you know, you have portions of the loop that are, of course, the pavement's elevated and the pavement's black, and you can't really see where that freezing ice is. And so one of the things to note here is that when you have that freezing rain or sleet potential, you have to kind of keep in mind to not travel. And if you find yourself in a situation, you know, it's one of the things to do is, like, if you're over that bridge or overpass, you feel yourself sliding. A lot of times people start freaking out, they panic and they slam on the brakes, or they try to, like, you know, move their steering wheel in a certain direction that's going to probably help them out. But that's the worst thing you can do. If you're ever in this situation, keep your steering wheel straight. Don't brake, and just gently take your foot off the accelerator to slow down when it comes to that there. And then, of course, we don't really see snow here, but, you know, there's a lot of things that you can do to prepare for those winter driving tips. And so definitely check your tires. I know we're in 2019, and a lot of those cars have that notification when your tire pressure is low. Yeah. Check your tires and make sure that you have the adequate thread on the tires, and make sure that you have the adequate tire pressure, because that could cause some potential problems when you are driving if you don't have the adequate tire pressure. So a lot of times too, when you have ice or snow, more so ice for us, you have to, you know, keep your car windows, mirrors, and lights clear of snow and ice, because when you have that on your car and you're driving in and around the area or in and around the Concho Valley, or if that falls off your car, that could potentially, you know, cause problems for people around you. And I don't know if it's a law here in Texas, but I know in, like, Boston or, like, in those areas up north, that's a law where they have to clear that off the roof of their cars there. I don't know if I don't know, gotta look into that if it's a law here. But of course, if you find yourself in a skidding situation, avoid accelerating and braking too hard. If you start to skid, like we just mentioned, that's a kind of a repeat there. Just gently lift off the accelerator and turn into the direction of your skid to regain that control there. And so I'll know when it comes to snow, you know, looking at the probability of a snowfall for us here, White Christmas probability.
Oh, I love Santa moving by in the background.
Unfortunately, we have a 1% chance that we would have a White Christmas.
Hey, there is a chance. You're telling me there is a chance.
It's not zero.
So, yeah.
But there is a chance that we could see a White Christmas here. Oh no, just 1% chance. But, you know, more than likely. That is very rare. It's not going to happen. But
it did happen. Look at that.
Yeah,
it happened.
It happened. You know, the record snow depth for Christmas Day was 2 inches of snow back in 1939 for us here in San Angelo. And so looking at this graphic here, you're able to see those areas in blue. That's where you see the blue colors and the white colors. They're more likely to have a White Christmas. There's portions of the Texas Panhandle that are in that, but hardly anything for us here in West Texas and parts of all across the South there. But of course, looking at that, definitely a white Christmas probability. I know you have some information on our snow events for Christmas, correct?
Yes, actually here in San Angelo, I just did a little bit of background research on snow on Christmas Day here in San Angelo. There's only been 3 years with snow on Christmas Day. Christmas Day record snowfall was 2 inches back in 1939. Most recent Christmas Day snow was a trace back in 2011. So you know it's happened before and it's happened fairly recently, and you know it's not out of the question of whether or not that can happen, because it has happened before. And like I've said before, you can never say never when it comes to a weather event. No matter where you live, you really just can't say never. You know, it's snowed in all 50 states before. Right. Even Florida's gotten snow.
Yeah, and you know, we're looking at that back into that event in 2017 when we got portions of snow in portions of the South there. But back in 2017, I know there was snow as far south as New Orleans, you know, in portions of Houston, and I was actually driving through that event back in 2017. But there's definitely there has been historical snow chances for us here in San Angelo. Like Aaron mentioned, only 3 years of snow on Christmas Day. Back in 1939, we did see that Christmas Day record snowfall. Back in 2011, we saw a trace of that being in there back in 2011 there. But looking at that, just definitely kind of keep an eye on those winter weather traditions.
Yeah, I really don't think that we're going to see snow here this year.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think that's a likely.
More than likely not there. But of course, you know, just kind of keeping an eye on that there. We had tornadoes yesterday. It's kind of that bipolar weather that we're seeing all across the South.
It's interesting that you say that, because I saw reports from North Alabama this morning of snowflakes flying in the air in northeastern Alabama.
Oh, today?
Yes, today.
Oh, wow.
So after they had tornadoes come through, or tornadic storms come through yesterday and yesterday evening, to this morning waking up to flurries in the sky. So definitely not without a possibility, and like you said, very bipolar, very swing, especially when you get that really cold air coming in behind those cold fronts. So it is very well a possibility to see that.
Right. That's definitely the case there. But looking, kind of going into what we have here. What's going on here?
Okay, so I thought, if we can't have snow on Christmas, why can't we just make our own snow, right?
Right, let's make our own snow.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Hopefully this doesn't turn too messy.
I hope not. And
I might get fired for this.
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't.
If you don't see me this weekend, that's why. Anyway.
So what's going on? Okay, so you told me just before there is that we did have there's one of those. You have 2 snowpacks.
Yes, and I have 2 different ones, and I've got this one. This is an instant snow powder. You can pick this up at a hobby store or, you know, a craft store or something like that. And
I guess I got to stand up for this, because you never know what's going to happen.
You never know what's going to happen.
So this one came with instructions, right? This one came with instructions.
I had instructions for that.
But this one did not have instructions.
This one I got at Walmart, and so you can.
Okay.
Not sponsored. You can pick this up. You can pick this up at Walmart. But here, I'll let you smell this one.
Okay.
You can smell that one too if you want to. Not that there's anything really weird.
Doesn't smell like anything.
Doesn't really smell like anything. Oh wait.
Oh, is there instructions? There's your instructions.
There are my instructions. Look at that.
Wow. So we have a guest.
Now we're making a mess. Here, let's bring in our guest.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to be able to
Go ahead and zoom out there so we can get more.
Yes, with
there
the best.
we go.
Oh, yes.
Hey,
We're making snow. We're making snow because we'll never see snow.
No, true. Yes, we're making snow. So this horse, we have Lisette Hernandez here.
Hey guys.
Yeah. So he said that this one. Okay, he thought it didn't have instructions.
But they were down in the bag.
It smells like.
Oh, you have to make a mess and find the instructions.
I know, right?
This smells like
the fun part.
This smells like poison.
Can I smell it?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm like, can I smell the poison?
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, some type of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo,
Should I read the instructions?
Go ahead and read the instructions. Well, let's start with the ones with this one first.
Okay, you want to start with the.
Okay,
so we've got separate cups here. I think this is. Look, I've labeled these Walmart brand.
I like
and
the Christmas tree.
This is the Hobby Lobby brand. So do you want to take Walmart?
Sure, why not? Why not?
Take Hobby Lobby.
Okay.
And
you could try this at home with your kids. You know, I mean, of course,
this would be a fun thing to do,
fun
right?
activity for our kids.
Now that the kids are, I'm sure, home for the holidays, you know.
Home for the holidays.
have a little
and
Yeah.
DIY project.
Yeah, this is fun to do at
make
home.
snow, because we're not going to see
So
snow here in
it's not going to
What are
take
you
a
doing
whole lot of water to do this, so I just
Okay.
have a little bit of water.
Make sure the camera kind of sees
Yeah.
what's going on here.
There we go. So
Okay.
this one's Lisette's. This is which one is this?
Hobby
again?
Lobby.
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby
Okay,
Lobby.
here we go. So
Does this happen fast? No, it doesn't happen fast. Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
Can I pour it into my hand?
Well,
yeah,
to
here in a
see?
sec.
sure.
Here, let's
I
have
mean-
a little more water.
So it just grows.
It does grow.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay, so basically it was powder and they put the water. Now it's.
Oh, now it's coming out.
Okay, now it's, well, like, let's just not make a, oh, okay, yeah.
Let's go
Let
ahead and
it
make
snow.
it.
That's, yeah, that's
Let me
definitely
see.
the case.
Yeah.
It is kind of cold, though.
Wait, yes, I was going to say, this feels like actual snow. It's
We
super
are
cold.
making a big
Yeah,
mess.
let's see what the
We'll clean
Walmart.
up.
Let's see what the Walmart stuff does.
Non-hazardous, you
We
know.
hope.
Non-hazardous.
I was like, let's pour it on the whole table. Let's make it snow for real.
We will clean this up. Hopefully our bosses are not watching. This will be very clean by the time we get
To the 10 o'clock.
toward the 10 o'clock newscast here. Of course.
Where's yours
Oh,
doing?
this one's being
That one
very...
wasn't that good?
Oh, now there it goes. Okay.
What's it doing?
It's just growing.
See, it's
Oh,
just
okay.
like grows. Like, what?
Okay, so yeah, that's actually a really cool reaction there. So I don't
Yeah.
know, Davis, if you could like get that other camera and maybe zoom in. That's a good possibility if you can. If that's a
So, yeah, this
possibility, so
is-
we can kind of do.
Let me see that one. I want to see which
This
one
one,
looks
this
like
one.
real snow.
Okay, one of them was actually cold
Okay.
there. So okay, let's go ahead and do another one and show how like what happens. Okay,
Exactly how- okay.
That's what the way it turns out, right? That's what
Yep,
it turns
that's
out.
what it turns
So let's
out
go
like.
ahead. Let's go ahead and do.
Hobby Lobby.
Let's go ahead and do this another Hobby Lobby
Okay.
one. This is right here.
You know what? I want to do something fun. Why
Okay,
don't we
cool.
have more snow?
Sure, why not? You know, why not?
Why not have more snow, more fun, right?
Won't you just fill it up like all the way? Like
Yeah, put half of the thing in there.
Let's just see what happens.
All right.
We'll put 2 of those in there. I'm afraid that we're going to have a big mess. Here we go. Let's see.
okay.
Maybe I
Maybe
need more
tip it
water.
over.
Yeah,
to
more
see.
water.
I don't know if you can see it growing. Like yeast, it just rises.
That's true.
Yep.
Let me see.
Ooh.
There we go.
See how like it's growing on the side there?
You can see its
Yeah,
texture.
so I mean, you know, it kind of just like doubles in size, and it actually
Is this the
cold.
Walmart?
Is it cold?
It's cold.
That
Which
one,
is the
that
Hobby
one's
Lobby one?
cold.
Put your finger in
yes, that's the Hobby Lobby
Okay,
one.
this
Feels
It's like
cold.
literally feels like
It's
snow.
it's really cold. You know, and we're
Let's-
dealing with it turns into actually cold snow.
I'm just
more
curious.
of the
This
effect.
is, make sure I'm not
I always
mixing
wondered
stuff
how people that don't get snow, like here, when they have those
here. Oh, goodness.
kind of
Do you
guns
remember
that
how I
bring out
said
the
this was
snow,
100
this is what they
gallons?
use.
Yes.
Well, I just did like half of the bag,
Okay.
so we're going to see what happens.
Let's just add this. Ooh,
Go ahead, add a whole lot of water. There you go.
okay. Oh, I probably added way too much.
Well, let's see what happens. Is it-
We're,
it's growing. No, it's working.
you're just able to see that
It's a snowball.
kind of just go in there. Okay, that's not cold. That's not realistic.
That's not real. That's
You
not
know,
cold?
that's the Hobby Lobby brand, right?
No, that's the
This
Walmart
is the Walmart.
one.
Oh, that's
the
the
Hobby
Walmart.
Lobby was the one that actually felt cool.
I see.
Wow.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Well, that doubles in size there. But hey, Lisette, you're here. We have a
We have a game,
A
yeah.
game. Oh my goodness.
We have a
Never
game.
know what these guys are up to.
Yeah. Okay, so I am actually going to run the game if you want me
Sure,
to.
yeah.
So, and I'll let you guys play.
Oh, okay.
Let our
So you're
special
gonna be
guest
like the
play.
game show.
Sure.
Ooh, this is like a real game show.
Yep.
So they, of course they could see it behind us, right? I mean,
Yes.
so that's gonna be
So I
behind
gotta
us.
stand out of the way over here. I'm gonna be off camera.
You
but
can. You can be on
you want me
camera.
to-
Or if could David zoom out and like
You know what? I'll stand behind the Christmas tree.
just like zoom out all the way, just kind of get more of what's going on. So we
There
can
we
all,
go.
There we go.
All right.
Maybe zoom out even more, you know, because we're all like a part of this situation.
This is a
So,
game
Lisette, you don't have to, if you'll stand here so the
Oh,
audience can see the screen
I
behind
see,
you.
I see. Okay.
Okay,
So-
but Joey will pop it up on his game. Where's my
Yes, that's
Twitter?
true.
Go ahead.
I've
Okay,
got
so
it.
we want to explain
So-
what's going on.
Yeah, let's
So here's what this game is about. It's called High or Low, and it's a
Okay.
guessing game. I'm going to show a place in the United States with a temperature that we say is the actual temperature right now higher or lower than the temperature that I'm saying that it is. So
Okay. Let's do the
you'll
first
have-
one.
Let's do the
Yeah,
first
we'll
one.
practice. You can play along at home too.
goodness.
So in the comments, we'd always love to see high or low in the comments. So
Help me out, guys.
yeah, and then help Lisette here out as well. So first place is the temperature in Santa Claus, Indiana, higher or lower than 20 degrees.
Could Joey put that up on?
So Joey, could you?
There we
you
go. Okay, so is the temperature in Santa Claus, Indiana, higher or lower than? So you have to. This is what. Do you think the temperature right now
Okay.
is higher or
I got
lower
you.
than 20? Okay.
Okay. I'm just gonna show you right here.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and say lower. So if you could, yeah,
There
I'll
you
say
go.
lower. So
lower, and
all right.
the actual temperature is 26. So you're
it's
both wrong.
I'm hearing about all these winter storms, and I'm thinking Indiana,
That's
north,
true.
freezing cold, minus
true.
50 degrees.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So our next one.
All right, here we go. Here's our next one. Is the
The-
temperature in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, higher or lower than 30? And if you haven't caught on by now, these are all Christmas named towns.
I was like, are
So-
these real?
Yes, they are real places.
I'm still gonna go with lower.
okay.
You know.
I'm gonna go with higher.
Okay.
I feel like 32.
All
I'm
right, so
seeing lower. I'm seeing lower comments. Let's
Okay.
see what we've actually got.
it
It's
is
35. You are right.
I still won. I still won.
Okay. So you're
I didn't
right.
get the temperature correct. But
All right, here
okay.
we go. Here's our next location. So, is the temperature in Garland, Texas, higher or lower than 27 degrees?
I'm gonna say
I
higher.
say higher.
And for
Garland.
those that don't know, Garland is actually a suburb of
Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
here
it's
we
20.
go.
It's, okay,
No,
20. Oh,
it's
I
not
was like,
20,
it's,
no.
I was like, it's 20.
I think it's
27.
higher.
You
Okay.
think it's higher. We see
Right.
higher here, and the actual temperature is 40.
40 degrees. We're both
Nice.
right.
You're both
So
right.
you're
I was
still
thinking-
winning though. So
Am
that's
I?
a good. Yeah, you're still winning.
Okay, here's our next location.
Christmasville.
Is the temperature in Christmasville, Tennessee? You know, it's starting to feel like a Hallmark movie when you
It
I
is
know.
really-
I'm thinking
when
the
it
same
sounds
thing.
like Christmasville.
I hope they go all out for Christmas.
I
That's
really do
true.
too. I really hope so too. Christmasville, Tennessee, higher or lower than 28 degrees right now?
I feel like I've done higher too much, but I
wanna-
don't think it's lower.
I'm gonna go lower.
I'm gonna go lower too.
How are you winning this game? Oh, you're still winning. Okay. What's the
There we
answer?
go. The actual temperature is 31.
31.
Dang
We're
it.
Look
wrong.
at that.
Dang it.
So,
I'm
there
thinking
we
there's
go.
a pattern. Let me just go with what I think.
Let's see, what else?
Forget
What
the
else we
pattern.
got? Oh, okay, here
Christmas Valley. Okay.
we go. Yes.
The temperature
Is the
in
temp-
Christmas Valley.
Go ahead.
Oh, higher or lower than 50 degrees.
Christmas Valley.
Christmas Valley. That's Oregon. You never know about Oregon. You never know about
That's what
Pacific
I'm
Northwest.
thinking
It's like
too.
you never know about the like Pacific Northwest. I'm gonna go ahead and say just lower.
I'm gonna say higher.
Okay.
Just for the
For some
record.
reason, something's telling me higher.
Just
Just for the record, the commenters are saying lower right now for this one. So
on,
let's
guys.
see. Let's see what we've got. What?
It's
18 degrees. I would have not expected. I didn't look at
Okay.
these, so I had
I
no
didn't
clue.
know.
18?
Yeah. Is it in the
It's
mountains?
And it's colder.
It's probably in the mountains.
It's probably in the
For
It's
real.
like that is insane.
Yeah,
Been
I have no clue.
bamboozled.
I think there's one more. Look at this.
Okay.
Here we go.
North Pole.
Is the temperature in North
Oh,
Pole,
God.
Alaska, higher or lower than
That's
10
hard.
degrees?
Is this a trick question?
Very much so.
Aaron, don't be playing with me. Is this a trick question? I'm actually gonna go with higher because I feel like it's a whopping 13 degrees.
I'm gonna go lower than 10 degrees.
Okay, I'm seeing lower
people saying?
comments. And my dad is saying there's only 2 of us
Okay.
commenting.
Okay.
So, well, thanks, Dad, for playing. So here we go. And the actual temperature in North Pole,
Oh,
Alaska
it's not showing up.
is we will never know.
We would never
so you
know 'cause
both
we don't
lose. No,
know.
I'm just kidding.
So we don't know what the temperatures
yeah,
in North Pole,
I can
Alaska.
actually look
Why
at
don't
this
we look it
up
up?
really
Because now I'm
quickly.
very curious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I'm
have
gonna
to
have to
know
look this up. Why?
What's the
Oh,
temperature?
you know why I use the HRRR. So
Oh, okay,
that's
okay.
why. And for those of you that
Weather
don't know,
language.
the HRRR does not cover. What is it? 5
what is it?
degrees?
It's -4.
It's -4.
That's why I'm not a meteorologist, guys.
-4. But hey, you're
Hey,
still.
what's
I
up?
think.
Thanks
Are
for
we
joining
tied?
us.
I think you. Are we tied?
I don't know. We're tied, Davis. Yeah,
We're tied. I guess I'm
Yeah.
gonna do the weather for the 10 o'clock.
Yeah, go,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
I'll
Do the
pass
weather
this
for the
back
10
to you. No
o'clock.
way.
Here we go. Here's the clicker.
No way.
Here, grab it. Do the weather.
Hey,
What's that?
hey, what's
Guys,
the-
I give them so much credit because I don't know what I would be.
Hey, you know what your prize is? You get to clean this up. For
Yeah,
10
there you
o'clock.
go. Oh, here's your prize. Do you have snow?
Honestly, I was gonna ask if I could take this home and put it around my my
Sure.
table.
Sure, go for it. You
Christmas.
can
It's
have
good.
it.
Yeah, you
can have
Thanks,
probably
it.
guys.
could. Yeah,
Free
you can have-
decorations.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I wish we
there.
could just. throw it up in the air, but
That's
I guess
true.
not.
Well, of course, we had Lisette on here. Oh,
Yes.
it's snowing still.
Yeah, it is snowing.
Snowing. And is it still cold?
No, it's
that
actually
was the
not.
It's
that was the
actually not
Walmart
cold.
one.
Are there both?
Yes,
So-
it's actually very
So,
cold.
so there's. Okay, that's really cold. Okay.
Okay,
That's,
that's
is
this one.
This
so,
one.
guys,
That's
get
this
the
one.
Hobby Lobby.
is the Hobby Lobby one?
Yeah.
If you want it
the
to
one
feel
from
cold
Hobby
like
Lobby.
real snow.
And there's a lot of this too.
But
You
this
get
one
it
looks real too.
It looks real. Okay, this one looks real, which is the Walmart version.
Okay.
But the
yes.
Hobby Lobby one doesn't look that real, but it feels
It
cold.
feels so. I think it wins.
This is like one of those reviews of like, what snow?
I know, right?
But this
Who
is a
better
good
to do it
activity to
than-
do with the kids at
Yeah.
their home for
Yeah.
the holidays. But just make sure you have a vacuum.
Yeah, true.
nearby.
A vacuum and like something, because this
Yeah.
is messy.
It is. It is.
Well, of course, that's all we have for you on CV Weatherfront for episode 6. You can always follow your KSAN Storm team on Facebook. I'm on Facebook as Chris Ramirez W, or actually Chris Ramirez KSAN. Twitter on Chris Ramirez WX. Meteorologist Aaron Ayers. Of course, why am I pointing at this? She's like standing in the way. Whatever.
Oh, I'm
I'm
sorry.
Aaron A_WX. Hey, Lisette, throw your social
Where's
out
your
there.
social? Tell me those.
My social is Lisette Hernandez at KSAN News.
Awesome.
You don't even know.
You know what? I need to go check that because I don't have it memorized yet. But
Okay.
And
We'll
so
make
you on
sure
Twitter?
She's on Facebook.
Twitter is underscore
Twitter.
Lisette H underscore. I need to
Okay.
change that too.
Okay.
Something-
Get it
something
together.
in
Yeah,
there.
I need to make it all one. They're all different.
Hey, Lisette, thank you for joining us. Thank
Of
you
course,
for playing
thanks.
with
This was
us
so much
and
fun.
playing in the
Yeah.
snow.
But I've
so.
never made this on myself, and now I have Christmas decorations too.
Yeah, true. Yeah, take that home and make a mess out.
Of course.
All
That's all,
right,
that's all we
thanks,
have for
everyone.
you. Well, that's all we have for you today. Who's gonna close it out?
Oh,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go
Do you
ahead.
want me to sing a Christmas song?
Yes.
Sure,
go
sing
ahead.
us a Christmas song. Wait, that
Oh,
may be
the
copyrighted.
weather. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna sing. Y'all don't.
All right, well, thank
All
you
right,
guys
bye.
for joining us for this mess. We will see you in 2020.
True.